let's chat some news and rumors before we get into our favorite B-List pay-per-views.
All right. So this was something that, again, we were going to bring up last week, but we didn't. Apparently, Ric Flair had a heart attack during his last match, and he had no idea. He went in for a routine, just like heart checkup, and they're like, "Hey, bro, why didn't you tell us about this heart attack you've had in the last 2 years?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" So we apparently, Will and I, saw Ric Flair have a heart attack live.
I just want him to stop wrestling before he dies. Go ahead, Bo. I'm sorry.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, how many times could you say you got to witness Ric Flair have a heart attack?
To be fair.
Well, he almost like, because if I remember the match, he was faking like he was having some chest pain, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he also says he passed out 3 times.
Right. So this is the definition of a work becoming a shoot.
Fair. Maybe he wasn't pretending to have the chest pains. Maybe they were.
Or maybe it was a shoot becoming a work. I can't remember which is which, but
right.
Either way, we watched Ric Flair have a heart attack and almost die in the ring 3 different times that night. And I'm the king. I say it a lot. The king of separating the art from the person. I know he's done some really yucky things in real life. I'm not supporting those, but for what he's done in the business, I've used this analogy a lot in the past. Your, oh shit, he's the greatest of all time meter is only so high before the other bullshit you did in your career starts to stack up alongside of it. You know what I mean? Like we say that a lot with Jeff Hardy, Chris Jericho, Ric Flair. Like people had started to say it about Scott Hall, God rest his soul. But you guys see my point. Like I hope Flair taps out before he's tapped out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit more about Ric Flair. Apparently, there was an incident at Paisanos where he got a little.
Just saying, he got shit wrecked and made a fool of himself.
Yeah, but so during an interview with Tampa radio station Q105, no free shout out, Ric Flair said he was wrong for losing his temper during his family visits to Paisanos last week. He also denied being intoxicated, saying he only drank Michelob Ultras and probably 2 mixed drinks.
So that's the same as drinking water all night anyways, and I don't drink, and I know that. Mick Ultra is hardly beer. I mean, he got cut off and lost his. That's what when I saw the videos and some of the reports, that's what I heard too, Mike, was that he had gotten cut off and he went to the bar to find out why he was cut off, and that's where the scene progressed from there. Bo, Ted, have either of you ever been so drunk in public that you got cut off?
Yes.
I'm not sure if I want to answer that or not.
Actually, no. I'm pretty much a functional alcoholic and can hide it at all times.
Oh, well, that makes sense. That works. Yeah, I've been in my fair share. I was one of those lucky college kids that spent more than one night in the drunk tank but never actually got booked. So I was one of those kids. I was lucky in that sense.
Can I tell you a quick story about a drunk tank?
Absolutely, Ted.
Okay, so long story short, I had a fake ID when I was 19, 20. This was an actual license that I'd gotten from another guy who was over 21. He gave me a social security card, birth certificate. I went and said I lost my license. So it was a legit driver's license.
Holy shit.
And yeah, it was good. And I went and seen
felony on air.
Yeah, I know. I think the statute of limitations are up, but because I'm pretty old, and went to one of the many KISS retirement tours that they had back in the late 80s, early 90s. They were going to retire, and I was in the pit, and this guy, I knew him, and he just kept on bothering me, and I'd been drinking, and I just told him, if you keep on, I'm going to clothesline you. And I clotheslined him right in the pit. So they took me to jail. But when I give them my wallet, they saw the fake ID on top. So that's what they booked. That's what they booked me as.
You lucky son of a bitch.
So I don't have a record in Johnson City, Tennessee, but somebody else does.
Wow. Holy shit. There's like wanted signs. You're the most wanted dude in Johnson City from like 30 years ago, but nobody remembers why. They still outstanding warrants as fuck. Like,
That's hilarious.
God, that's awesome, Ted. You're a rock star.
That's amazing.
Rockstar.
After his WWE release, Jinder Mahal filed trademarks for the Maharaja and the name Raj. I can't say it. Dhesi, Desi.
Okay.
The belief is the latter is likely his new ring name. What do y'all think? Where do you think we're going to see him end up?
The modern day Maharaja. Where's he going to land?
Yeah.
Bo, where do you think he's going to go? If you were a betting man.
Baby.
TNA?
TNA. That's the only place he should go.
Okay. Ted?
Yeah, why not? TNA, let's go.
I want him to rock through the indies first, to be honest. I would love to see him in GCW just to see if there's some meat on those bones, and let him go head to head with like Manders or like Mance Warner or somebody. Like, let him get in there and like put some boots on the ground and let him see to go to town. But I also agree. Mike says NWA or TNA. I would be on the leaning side to say TNA probably can't afford Jinder Mahal right now. I know but they are doing those tour-based things where they're booking people for dates and only paying them for those dates, and then they're off to do whatever the fuck they want to or whatever. So that's cool too. Tech support. Yeah, everybody seems to think. I think TNA or AEW would probably be where he'll end up. I hope he does some independent dates between now and then, though, for sure.
No, agree. Fightful says Scripps will be departing WWE on June 1st, but his contract expires. The company chose not to sign him to a new deal.
Who?
Scripps, Reggie.
Reggie.
Oh,
Remember
Reggie.
the dude who used to run and jump and he would do the flips into the ring? You remember Reggie?
Oh, Reg, yeah, you wore that stupid mask.
Yeah, Scripps. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What's he been doing?
Nothing.
Wasting time. Sitting at the watering hole.
Yeah, he's at catering every week.
Smack him on the butt and wish him luck. He can flip at the circus.
Best of your future endeavors.
Like, I could seriously, this is no joke. Like, someone like Scripps, if wrestling doesn't work out for him, Cirque du Soleil, he'd do great there.
He would. Yes, Courtney, you are right. That is one, the Hillbilly Hill Ted. He's in the group OTM. Scouse, you should know that, Bo. He's in the NXT stuff with you.
Oh, that's that. I don't like that group. That's why.
Yeah, that's where he is originally from, Jax. Oh, okay.
Is it? Well, good.
Future endeavors, man. Hope the best for Scripps and Reggie, but at the same time, it's like I don't know the last time I watched him work a match. So good luck, sir.
A trademark was filed recently for Maple Leaf Wrestling. The address listed on the application matches the one former TNA president, Scott D'Amore, that he uses for his Border City wrestling promotion. PW Insider and others speculate it's related to his next pro wrestling venture. Following that rumor, TNA president Scott D'Amore to Maple Leaf Wrestling, PW Insider notes that Maple Leaf Wrestling has now filed for a trademark on the term Grand Prix Wrestling.
Okay, so ultimately Scott, post TNA, has filed for a bunch of trademarks under a dummy core for one of his wrestling promotions in Canada then. Is that what that sounds like ultimately?
Yeah.
I really, really wish somebody would put him to work in a creative team, either in WWE or in TNA. Happy Mother's Day. Hi. Happy Mother's Day. Tell her I said it, Jax.
Mother's Day.
Thank you.
She said thank you.
Mama Bo. She brought you dinner?
Burger King.
I love Burger King.
So yeah, what do you guys think about Scott D'Amore starting a new promotion or tentatively starting a new promotion? And do you think he should be on somebody else's payroll? Thank you. That is another sub just came in, by the way. Anonymous, thank you for subbing and sending gifts out. Happy Mother's Day, Mama Bo. Scott D'Amore, yay or nay? Independence, or should he be working for somebody with a bigger payroll?
He needs to be working someone with some ass behind him.
Fair.
Like just someone to let Scott D'Amore get right on the edge of penetration and just have someone else smack him in.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because that's like he's good creatively. Do I think he could he pull off his own promotion? Yes. Will it be successful outside of Canada? Probably not.
Fair. Ted, what do you think about Mr. D'Amore getting into the wrestling game?
I think, yeah, I would love to see him go, somewhere big again and do something. But if he is going to start his own thing, I'm going to go ahead and start a rumor that I heard that the backer behind this is all really a front for Freddie Prinze Jr.'s promotion that he's wanting to start, and him and Scott D'Amore are getting together.
1,000%. Yeah, 100% I would be okay if Scott D'Amore was the wrestling mind booking Freddie Prinze Jr.'s creative. Like, absolutely, sir. Like, absolutely, I would get behind that.
So take that, Sean Ross Sapp. You heard it here first.
Eat it. No, we're just kidding. We love Fightful here at Rivet City Radio.
Yeah, no crap, just Sapp.
More trademark stuff. WWE filed trademarks on the names Shiloh Hill, Layla Diggs, and Jasper Troy.
Jasper sounds like he would join Briggs and Stratton.
Brooks and Dunn, you mean?
Brooks and Dunn. SRS blocked tie. So there's that. Sweet. And also, where did it go? Ted is a friend of Court's. Ted is also one of my oldest podcasting friends I have. He's been around since day one of Botched Spots and Cheer Shots, really. One of our first guests when we opened the guest floodgates many moons ago.
PW Insider says the QR codes that have been popping up on WWE television lately are leading to a new faction that will consist of Bo Dallas, Dexter Loomis, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, and Nikki Cross. I think that lineup sounds pretty good. What do you think? Who's going to be in Bo Dallas's group?
The Wyatt Six.
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I
like Bo. I like Dexter. I like Alexa.
I like Dexter.
Did you not say Alexa?
Nikki.
I like Nikki in that position, especially if she keeps playing this crazy version of Nikki. Scowls doesn't think Cross and Loomis belong there. We
Loomis
predicted
is good there.
I do like Loomis there. We reported Eric Rowan going back to WWE. And I immediately asked if it was going to be because of the Wyatt Six stuff, and we all agreed. So that's an automatic fit there. Can you guys think of any sleepers maybe that could be involved, or as fans think would be a good fit for that group? Braun and Alexa says Scows. Good picks. The Boogeyman. That would be a fantastic pick. Gacy, I'm assuming C and V are right next to each other. So Joe Gacy would be a fantastic pick. Yep, I was right.
Spears could be good if like crazy wise, because he plays a good crazy.
Sean Spears in the same vein that Randy Orton was in Sean Spears. Same way Randy Orton was in the Wyatt family. That'd be a good fit. I could see that. Cool.
Yeah. Ringside News is reporting, for whatever that's worth, that Rhea's Mania 39 victory and run were due to a. You wrote this weird. That Rhea got punished for her and Charlotte going over 20 minutes, and WWE wasn't happy about them taking the time from the Roman and Cody match, who were set for over a 60-minute match and ended up only getting 45. Apparently, Rhea's lackluster title reign and minimal defenses were because of that she was being punished, which I have been stating ever since, like, Rhea's entire run, that, like, it just seems like they're, for her being the, you know, the belt holder, that she wasn't getting a lot of match time. She was basically like a glorified manager for the Judgment Day. Scal's Ringside News reported it. So loosely just, you know, speculation.
What that sounds to me is somebody said the same thing we did. They looked at it and said, okay. And we reported that it was speculation, Scals. We're not reporting shit from Ringside News. We said it. Read the opening line of what you said.
Ringside News is reporting, for whatever that's worth. It's what they have stated. It's an article that they put out. I'm just curious about if anybody thinks that it's true or not. I'm not saying that it is fact. I'm just saying that this is what is being said.
Ronda also wrote about it in her book, which I was going to reference. Nothing they ever say is true. Agreed. But if we would have been able to get there before you started going about us reporting shit from Ringside News versus letting me get there, I was going to bring up the Ronda quote from her book, where she also referenced the fact that WWE has punished people because they had ran over on times. So I was going to reference the fact that, yeah, they might suck at reporting. There might be a little bit of truth behind it, though, because other people had reported being punished for throwing off their times. So I was getting there.
Rousey does suck.
Rousey does suck.
But
yeah.
So really, what this is the second curtain call, because Charlotte being the veteran made the call to let the match go over the run, and then they weren't going to punish Charlotte
because she was already taking time off anyways.
Right. So they punished Rhea just like they didn't punish Shawn, because Scott and Kevin had left, so Triple H didn't get to win King of the Ring, which is getting ready to come up on the next PLE.
Yep.
See,
what's up?
Got tied all together.
Long-term storytelling. Ted's got that shit figured out. Al?
Regarding WWE not renewing Jerry Lawler's talent contract, a source told PW Insider that Lawler's exit is proof that the old company is dead. If Vince McMahon still ran WWE, the source says certain people such as Lawler would have been taken care of. I mean, I've said this before. I feel like the Legends contract was just Vince throwing a bone to guys like Ric Flair and Jerry, who he wanted to make sure still had income coming in because he felt like he owed them. Which, I mean, you could think of it kind of like a pension. I don't necessarily think it's wrong to give them like a pension situation, but like, I get it.
Fair. I think Jerry Lawler is 100% going to end up calling at least one match in AEW with Jim Ross. I would almost put money on that fact that he will end up in AEW and he will have at least one call where he calls a match. At least one. I definitely don't think Jim Ross isn't even calling whole pay-per-views. So I'm not going to say that, but I will say at least one match will get Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler in AEW together.
Yeah.
100%, 1,000%.
I don't know. He said he's done. I mean, he did have he did have that big stroke. So, I mean, he might just be done.
Him and good old JR retiring together, do one more match, and then they just ride off into the sunset. Bo, you're an Attitude Era fan, my man. What would you think about hearing JR and Jerry Lawler on one match?
Jerry Lawler would never fly on today's TV.
Listen to some of that Attitude Era shit, man. You're not
You
wrong.
listen to some of that shit. Like, just go back one day. Don't watch the match. Just listen to Jerry Lawler's commentary on anything Attitude Era when a female wrestler walks out. Yeah, I don't think he's ever getting picked. Like, even the stuff he did in the 2000s. Like, geez.
Well, the good thing about it is right now AEW still hasn't done any better, and you're only going to get one match on a Dynamite and maybe two on a pay-per-view, so he probably won't even see a woman.
Facts.
Sources tell WrestleVotes that Solo Sikoa's post-WrestleMania aggressive streak is designed to establish him as the main force in the bloodline before Jacob Fatu debuts. As WWE creative is somewhat afraid that Fatu's presence could outshine Solo at this stage. I mean, it's because Solo doesn't speak ever, and they haven't done a ton with Solo, like, singles match-wise. Like, they haven't really built up Solo this whole time. He's kind of just been, like, part of the bloodline.
He's been the muscle of the bloodline. And let me ask you guys a more important question of this, because we're going to talk about the Queen and King of the Ring here in a minute. But do you think house shows are canon? Because if you look at what was happening, and I know the IWC screams about the fact that Solo is 1-31 or whatever it is, because he's been on this terrible losing streak on house shows. Are house shows canon to where we should believe that he's this big, strong, empowering leader of the bloodline if he's just flipping L's every weekend on house shows? What do you guys think about it? Again, Ted, you and I share a love for the old territory days where house shows meant a lot because there was only one night a week of TV. You know what I mean? We weren't getting multiple stories. Do you guys think that Solo eating these L's make him a less believable leader of the bloodline, even though house shows aren't canon?
House shows have to be canon nowadays. They're doing tournament matches on it.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm going to bring that up when we get there. But yeah, I mean, is Solo convincing as a leader if he's eating all these L's, though?
Well, it looks like he's cosplaying as the Godfather. God, it's like I feel that the Gorillas of Destiny are more powerhouse threats than Solo Sikoa.
Tama looks like $1 million, dude.
I didn't know Solo owned shoes.
Now he's wearing gloves and he's got to take it off to spike the guy. It's ridiculous. I am on the train of I don't see where Jacob fits in.
Do you think maybe Jacob will go to the other side?
I don't see where Jacob fits in all in WWE as a whole. I just don't see him being cut from that cloth.
How much of the WWE identity crisis is he going to have to go through to be WWE TV ready is what I'm scared
because
of.
He's very rough around the edges, don't give a shit, like says it on his mind. The gimmick he carries on the indies and in real life, I just don't see Jacob being viable in the WWE as a whole anywhere. Like, if anything, he's going to have to go to NXT for a while.
You think so?
Yeah, that's an NXT right there. Got to get
Ted. Oh, sorry. Finish.
He's used to MLW.
Yeah.
Like, he's used to GCW. No offense, MLW's production's nowhere near what WWE's production is.
Fair assessment.
Jacob's never been at that level where the Gorillas of Destiny in Japan have been at that level, have been at the top tier. Jacob, he's been at the top tier on the independent scene. Great. That's awesome. Make your living how you want to. I don't see Jacob Fatu coming into WWE and fitting in anywhere.
Ted, what about you? And Jacob fitting into the bloodline story. How do you think a powerhouse like Jacob Fatu, with the runs he's had in MLW and on the Indies, how do you think he fits into the WWE system?
Well, like that's the thing. How much are they going to hold him back? Is he going to be able to do the things that he can do? And like you said, is he going to be polished enough? And then, like you said with Solo, I don't even read the reviews, to be honest with you, on the house shows. I don't even know nothing about them. I might read that there was a great crowd or when something viral happens. But, like I said, back in the day, when house shows were canon because championships were won and lost on house shows, And I know they're having the tournament. Part of those matches are there, and there's some stuff. But I'm still trying to figure out how they're gonna do. Because, like I said, the guys from Guerrillas of Destiny, they look the part, they act the part, they've been there. So, however, they're going to try to work out this whole bloodline civil war. I am interested to see what they're going to do, but it is going to take some work to completely pull it off, in my opinion.
No, I agree. My last thing, in Ronda's new memoir, she said there was often tension backstage between Vince McMahon and Triple H during her 2022 run. Whenever Triple H made a change to the show, it would get taken to Vince and he would change it back. She also said that McMahon blamed John Laurinaitis when the hush money scandal broke.
I think Ronda is grasping for straws. I felt like we've talked about her way too much tonight, too. But I feel like she's grasping for straws at this point. She knows she's never going back to WWE, so anything close to a story, she's trying to find somebody that'll write it up for her.
Yeah.
For sure. Is that it?
That is it.
Hell yeah. All right.